Hey everyone, this is a continuation of the last video regarding conversion of Saul and basically connecting the Orion constellation and something very interesting I promised to show you. Last time I showed you that the Orion constellation here, if we were standing in Giza, for example, we would be looking due south, and what I have here in Stellarium is I have the Orion Nebula focused in on. If we take a look up here at the angle or the direction, it's 180 degrees, so it's due south, and that's what we're focused in on. If you notice, the Orion constellation is vertical up in the sky. So if we were looking due south towards the Orion Nebula at its highest point in the sky, if we were standing in Giza, this is the way that it would look. So if I zoom in on that, whoops, right up here, here's the way the Orion Nebula looks right here. Okay. Now the reason I want to show you this is because if you look at the Orion Nebula here, this is the way that you normally see it in the photographs. I want you to notice the arc and where it is, and I also want you to notice the shape of the trapezium that we see here as well. So that brings us to what we want to take a look at as far as Michelangelo's two paintings, the creation of Adam and the conversion of Saul. And I believe this is going to lock in some more information for us as far as the conformations go. If you notice, the arc of the nebula here is the same. It's the same as if we were looking at it up in the sky, 180 degrees due south. Now I have the creation of Adam, as you can see in the background behind this thing. And let's just do a couple of things that are kind of interesting here. Just to kind of show you what we're dealing with here, just to show you or prove to you that we're still looking at the same configuration. I'm just going to erase a couple of spots so you can see what's behind the nebula here. This is the ear area, so if I erase a little bit of the nebula, you actually see part of the ear. If I erase, this is the mouth, so if I erase part of the mouth, you'll see that that's the mouth area. And you'll see that that's the eye area. And you can see that that's the hair. If we go over here, here is the image of Eve, and if we erase part of that, we'll see that she is right here as well. And the little black boy that we see also in the creation of Adam, this is him right here. This is the bridge of his nose, so if we erase part of this, we see him as well also. So that's the creation of Adam. So if you've noticed, what he's done here is he has painted the creation of Adam in such a way that he has shown us that it is, if he were looking at it, due south in the sky. Now that's not the only thing he's done. Now if we take a look at, for example, the conversion of Saul, which is where he focuses in on the trapezium, what we'll notice is that he has done the same thing with that as well. So if we zoom in on that, we can see that in both cases he's painted these paintings as if he were looking at it due south, 180 degrees. That means, and why this is significant is, one would think that you can just turn the Orion Nebula any direction you want to, 360 degrees, and find your image. But what locks these two images in, both the creation of Adam and the conversion of Saul, is that he has painted both paintings as if he were looking at it due south at its highest point in the sky. Do you think it's a coincidence that he's done it that way? No. And that's what's significant about this, and that's what I wanted to show you. So if we back out, we can actually see, just erase a little bit more of that so you can see what we're dealing with here. You can see the conversion of Saul in the background here, and you can see the trapezium, And you can see both of these together. Let's just zoom in and say 100%. And here they both are together. So you can see they are painted as if they were both at the same level in the sky, the exact same degrees, both facing upright, both facing exactly the same as we see right here. And so that kind of locks these two in together. The last thing I wanted to tell you about when we take a look at these things, in this version of the conversion of Saul, you see him shooting a ray down. Okay, this is the same theme as we see in the creation of Adam, when we see him pointing his finger and touching Adam. It's the same type of thing, just expressed a little bit differently. So here we have a ray shooting down, and here we have him reaching out to touch. But in both cases, he's painted the Orion Nebula. And in both cases, it appears that there is some kind of communication that is happening between this area and various people, or especially in what we're seeing here, the archetypes that Michelangelo is trying to show us. Something regarding this area reaching out to touch people. Whether that means some kind of ability to be able to access information in this area or what have you, we don't know, but we do know that he has painted these things to extremely high detail. So I wanted to show this to you guys, show you the similarities here, show you that he's painted it exactly the same as we would see it if you were facing due south with the Orion Nebula at its highest point in the sky. Just as we see here. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he's done it that way. All right, well, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.